How do you take away cookie from a child who is high on sugar and not elicit any tantrum? That's the problem central banks are struggling with in a world where a pandemic refuses to die and an endless debate on transitory inflation rages on. Hi, I'm Churchil Bhatt. Welcome to Kotak Life Markets Commentary, December 2021. The backdrop of this December RBI MPC has been quite interesting. Over last few quarters, there has been an endless debate on transitory nature of inflation. There are those who believe that inflation is transitory. There are those who believe it is time to retire the word transitory. And then there are those who are paying the high prices while the endless debate goes on. By the end of November, one thing was definite. Whether inflation is transitory or not, it had reached our homes. From being largely a producer-driven inflation, a factory-gate inflation in the early part of the year, it has now transmuted into a consumer price problem. Not just in India but world over, the CPIs seem multi-decade high. India too has seen a high and sticky core inflation for some time now. Just when we thought that the pandemic was over and the central banks could focus on inflation as their primary driver of policy decision making, comes Omicron and muddles the entire equation. Now, how does Omicron muddle the situation? On one hand, we don't know enough about the virus, so it obviously adds to a lot of uncertainty in the markets. Additionally, if it is indeed a variant of concern, then it adds to growth slowdown, warranting more central bank stimulus. On the other hand, if the pandemic lingers on for longer, the supply disruptions continue, and so does the inflation related to those supply disruptions. And additionally, it also has the potential to impact fiscal as the revenue of the governments slow down due to slowing economies. In this backdrop, RBI decided to make haste slowly. In the December policy, the Reserve Bank of India chose to continue for the 9th time in a row with its policy pause and an accommodative stance. The rhetoric around this policy also remains decisively dovish. However, we believe we are now at a stage where inflation may no longer be ignored. Hence, we believe we have reached the end game for COVID-era accommodative policies. The withdrawal from COVID-era accommodation may be a multi-stage process. At first, we believe the central bank will engineer a stealth rate hike, bringing the overnight interbank rates closer to the policy rate of repo rate. Subsequently, the reverse repo may be hiked to bring back the repo-reverse repo corridor to 25 basis points. And finally, depending on the growth inflation dynamics, the repo rate may be hiked to align to the then economic situation. We live in a world surrounded by far too many uncertainties. Hence, any predictability in the path of monetary policy can be a source of great comfort to financial markets and ensure orderly evolution and sustainable economic recovery. Thank you.